what's wrong with you? From this day on, our romance is through. I said, tell me, baby, baby, but how could another man take my place? Honey, honey, money, honey, honey, if you want to get along with the week. About 3:30. She said, I'd like to know what you want. Honey, honey, money, honey, honey, if you want to get along with me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and now we'd like to do one side of my latest record we did last week, and we got a lot of mail to do it again. So we're going to do it again. It's called, well, since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to dwell. Well, it's down at the end of Lonely Street, Heartbreak Hotel, where I think it's a lonely baby, well, I'm so lonely. Well, I'm so lonely, I could die. Well, the bellhop just keep blowing, the desk clerk dressed in black. Well, they've been so long, they'll never look back. Well, they're so lonely, baby, they're so lonely. They're so lonely, they could die. You got a tale to tell. Just take a walk down Lonely Street to Heartbreak Hotel. Well, you will be so lonely. Well, you will be lonely. You'll be so lonely you could die.
Colonel Tom Parker, a jolly cigar-smoking businessman who had taken the title of colonel by courtesy of a few governors, was a former carny barker whose specialty was selling. For 9 years, from 1944 to 53, the colonel had managed the career of singer Eddie Arnold. When he saw Elvis, Colonel Tom instantly realized that this was the future of popular music, and he sought to sign the 20-year-old singer to a long-term contract. But he shrewdly recognized the powerful bond between Elvis and his mother Gladys. And so, in order to sign Elvis, Colonel Tom went not to the hillbilly cat himself, but to his mother. Convincing Gladys that Elvis's future was limitless, provided it was in the hands of the Colonel, Colonel Tom was ultimately able to sign a management contract. And beginning in 1955, he proceeded to sell Elvis to America just as handily as he had sold Hadacol, a home remedy of questionable repute.
Elvis Presley is the fastest rising young singer in the entertainment industry today.
Thanks all over the country, Elvis Presley. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Well, you ain't never gonna have it, and you ain't no friend of mine. You were high class, well, that was just a lie. I'm done crying all the time. Yeah, you ain't never gonna let me. You ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but I'm done crying all the time. You ain't nothing but nothing but you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never gonna rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine.
The Colonel quickly arranged for Elvis's recording contract with Sun Records and Sam Phillips to be purchased by the powerful RCA label. On January 11, 1956, 3 days after his 21st birthday, Elvis walked into a Nashville recording studio to cut his first RCA single. The classic result was Heartbreak Hotel.
Well, since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to dwell. Well, it's down at the end of Lonely Street at Heartbreak Hotel. I'll be so lonely tonight. Although it's always crowded, you still can find some room for a broken-hearted lover to cry. Keep flowing from the desk clerks dressed in black. Well, they've been so long on Lonely Street. Well, they're so lonely, they pray to die. Tale to tell, but just take a walk down Lonely Street to Heartbreak Hotel. You'll be so lonely, you could die.
The phenomenally intense 45 jumped into the charts in February '56, and by the first week of April, it had become the first record in history to be #1 on all three music charts: country and western, rhythm and blues, and pop. While Elvis was a youthful and energetic 21 years old, the non-stop traveling, movie acting, and live performing, while enjoyable at first, began to take their toll. In one 13-day stretch during the summer of '56, Elvis gave 16 live performances in half a dozen cities and somehow found the time to fly to New York for a network TV show and go to Memphis for a 4th of July charity celebration.
As far as the eye can see, a press of excited youngsters from all over the region are on hand for the return of Elvis Presley to Tupelo, Mississippi, the town where he was born. A phenomenon recalling Marilyn Monroe's sensational debut in show business, Mr. Teenager is on his way to attaining a popularity unparalleled in theater history. But hear this, all ye young at heart. The handsome king of rock and roll will soon be seen in his first picture, titled Love Me Tender. It's a CinemaScope attraction with Richard Egan and Deborah Paget that will be released during the Thanksgiving holiday period. And in it, he proves to be as naturally talented as a dramatic actor as he is as a singing entertainer.
You will take this key and use it the best way you see fit.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, very much.
Restless by the river, for a fine place to dwell. Down at the end of Lone Street, at the heartbreak
And in the spring of 1957, Elvis purchased the lavish Graceland mansion just outside Memphis for $100,000. But despite financial success, gold records, and international movie star status, Elvis was still just a courtly young man from Tupelo, Tennessee. And on his movie sets, Elvis often invited the other cast members to share lavish steak lunches with him, as Colonel Tom pinned "I Love Elvis" buttons to all their shirts. As the Colonel's control of Elvis's career, schedule, and lifestyle gradually became all-encompassing, the kinetic energy of Elvis's early days quickly took on a more formula style. Elvis's Sun Records singles were recorded in a hungry, spontaneous atmosphere of genuine creativity. But his RCA soundtrack recordings for his films Loving You, King Creole, and even Jailhouse Rock were selected and performed in a methodical and unusually businesslike manner. A typical recording session would begin with Elvis walking in cold, listening to the latest song demo from Otis Blackwell or Leiber and Stoller, and immediately saying yes or no to the tune. If the answer was yes, Elvis and his band would often simply copy the arrangement with Elvis's voice mixed up front. This speedy, no-nonsense technique enabled Elvis to record as many as 15 songs in one single session and allowed him to quickly move on to the next concert, television appearance, or movie studio sound stage. In 1958, in March, with his career at the height of its popular hysteria, Elvis moved into another arena entirely, the U.S. Army.
And after I repeat I, you, each individually will repeat your name. You repeat I, and then your individual name, and repeat everything after me. I do solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America. That I will serve them honestly and faithfully against all their enemies whomsoever. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me. According to all regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Congratulations, you are now in country. You are all right.
Well, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of reporters, and of course I was sad that I was going to have to spend 2 years myself, life in service. I wasn't very happy about it. Of course, Elvis wasn't either. But he went on and did his part, and I did my part, and we toughed it out and made it together. Everybody had their physical. And then they swore us in to the service, raising your right hand and giving the oath and everything.
Normally they take 2 or 3 hours to give you a good physical examination and all that stuff. But that day, I was the last one, so they were waiting for me. And so they said, "Oh, he looks all right, send him on through." So in a few minutes, we were all standing there together, and we all raised our hands, and we did our solemnly swears.
I've got to go. Oh, 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 oh. We both know why. Though I hate goodbye, too many watery eyes. But love won't let go.
And of course, Vernon and Gladys were there. They walked out and got in this big, long black Cadillac, which, of course, had to be Elvis's car. Nobody else would have a car like that, his limousine. And Elvis looked back over his shoulders and he said to his Cadillac, he said, "Goodbye, you long black SOB." And everybody laughed. And then it seemed like after that, he just kind of became one of the boys, so to speak. And we were all talking to him and, you know, having fun then.
We started out with a Greyhound bus, and we pulled into West Memphis supposed to eat supper. And there were so many people someone had let the word out where we were, and they had just more or less mobbed the buses, and the bus driver had just pulled through the parking lot and on back out, and we went on to Fort Chaffee then.
You're in the Army now, you're in the Army now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, go. Marching all day long, from morning until dawn. My boots are shiny clean, and all my buckles gleam. You'll be a brand new man, 'cause you're in the Army now. Eating with the other guys, our plates are filled with beans and pie. And after we done doing that, we'll all turn in and hit the sack. We go to sleep, we're feeling fine until wakey, wakey, rise and shine. You're in the Army.
We spent the night at Fort Chaffee that night, and then the next morning we got up, and we had our civilian clothes on at that time.
My haircut's pretty short.
When we got around to get our haircuts, there was a lot of press. There was a lot of pictures. That was a big thing, the long hair at that time, which wasn't anything compared to what we have now. But there was a lot of people to see Elvis get all his hair cut out. And they cut his hair just as short as they did mine, you know. And it looked funny on me as well as it did on Elvis. They issued our shoes. They measured us real fast, you know, for our shoes and our clothes. And